Avengers Endgame is the epic conclusion to the Infinity Saga, which began back in 2008 with a little movie called Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
At the beginning of Avengers Endgame, the Avengers have had 5 years to adapt to the snap that erased 50% of the population. While heroes such as the Hulk have actually seen their lives greatly improve since the snap,
I put the brains and the brawn together, and now look at me.
others, such as Thor, have suffered greatly because of it.
You say that.
While Scott Lang doesn't really experience the 5-year time period in the same way that the rest of the heroes do, he's still greatly impacted by it. The first thing that Scott does when he gets out of the quantum realm and realizes that the world is not the same is to go look for his daughter Cassie, with whom he shares what is arguably the strongest father-daughter bond in the entire MCU. The reunion with his daughter is nothing short of bittersweet. While he feels great relief in seeing that his daughter is safe, he is also faced with the sad truth that he has missed 5 years of his daughter's life. 5 years that he will never get back. Even so, Scott is determined to relay his knowledge of the quantum realm to help the Avengers. Toward the end, Scott is now able to make his way back into Cassie's life, even if things have changed. Clint Barton's family man persona, revealed back in 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron, is threatened when his entire family turns to dust right before his eyes. Driven by revenge, Clint takes on the mantle of Ronin, a ruthless assassin, and commits to taking out several of the world's criminal organizations.
What I want, you can't give me.
However, once Clint gets a glimpse at the possibility of bringing back his family, he fully commits to helping his fellow Avengers once again.
Work.
Throughout the film, Clint has to learn to forgive himself for the man he became and all the terrible things he did.
Tasha, you know what I've done. You know what I've become.
It is Natasha who sacrifices herself and ultimately allows Clint to realize that it is possible for him to have a second chance at his old life with his wife and children. A second chance at being a father. At the beginning of the movie, we can see that Tony Stark has finally settled down and started a family. Tony has found a second chance.
Want some lunch?
Define lunch or be disintegrated.
This is why Tony is reluctant to join the Avengers and try to fix the snap. He doesn't want to sacrifice the happiness he has found in the last 5 years. At the same time, however, Tony feels guilty for having lost the battle against Thanos and having failed to protect humanity.
I lost the kid. Tony, we lost.
Tony is still haunted by the guilt of having lost Peter Parker, someone who looked up to him as a father figure, someone who he basically considered a son. It is both the guilt that Tony feels for Peter's death and the need to do the right thing for humanity that finally push him to invent time travel.
Shit.
And in doing so, help the Avengers.
Thank you, Tony.
When Tony and Steve have their moment of reconciliation, Tony explains that he will join them under one condition: that he gets to keep his family. Since the beginning of the MCU, it has been established that Tony had a difficult relationship with his father.
He was cold, he was calculating. He never told me he loved me, he never even told me he liked me.
When traveling to the past to collect the Infinity Stones, Tony gets to have a heartfelt conversation with Howard. This conversation finally allows Tony to come to terms with the death of his father and look back with understanding as opposed to resentment.
Now, looking back on it, I just remember the good stuff.
Now that Tony has children of his own, he can better understand the burden of fatherhood. Tony feels more appreciative and grateful towards his father.
Thank you for everything.
The greatest success in Endgame's exploration of fatherhood actually relates to Thanos' story in Infinity War. Infinity War tells the story of Thanos as a father, and Endgame tells the story of Tony Stark as a father. Throughout Infinity War and Endgame, respectively, Thanos and Tony are essentially trying to achieve the same goal: to save the universe by collecting the Infinity Stones. The difference, however, lies in the fact that Thanos is willing to sacrifice everything he has, including his own daughter, to bring balance to the universe, while Tony is willing to sacrifice for his daughter in order to save the universe.
Iron Man.
Ultimately, both Thanos and Tony have to let go of their daughters, the people they love the most, to do what is necessary to save the universe.
I love you 3,000.
If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.